right, here we go again, another edition of chicken yoga and cat. Welcome to everyone. Hope you can see me. It's kind of dark. I'm in a big shadow because we're trying this at sunrise, and if the sun comes up too high, it gets too hot. Maybe we'll go inside. Anyway, I'm Carlos. Start with your hands to your heart. Relax, meditate. Oh, there we go. So we've got a full house except for one. Coco is still broody. Now, Becky is also broody. Look at that look on her face. And she's being really mean and ornery, but she's making an appearance, and so that's all that matters. And so we're happy for that. So let's see. Let's grasp our feet. Take a nice deep breath, and then exhale forward. Let's slowly come up, go into our camel ride, exhaling back, inhaling forward. Rounding your back as you go back, arching your back as you come forward. Uh-oh, that's aggressive. Becky, be nice. That's okay. Well, hey, Rita. What you doing, Rita? That's a good girl. So next time you come to the front, we'll go in circles. You can release your feet, lay your hands on your knees. So I say this every week lately, but this might be the last week of outdoor chicken yoga video until monsoon, because this is just drying up. This is just terrible. I've been watering this area, and it's more than watering. I have to keep this blocked off so the chickens can't come out here and destroy this. They want to make this entire area dirt, which they will. And So I don't know. And then monsoon will transform it back into waist-high weeds, which is good. So let's go around the other way a little bit. We'll see what happens. And also, I wanted to show you guys a different new set that we hadn't done before. And I thought maybe it's more appropriate indoors, where you can kind of see better, I think. So I already changed directions. I'm going to go back the other way, because why not? And then bring the arms overhead. So the set we're doing today is needles and sharp things. So this is our first, if your arms are overhead, this is our first example of a sharp shape. See, the sun's already hitting my hands and it's hot. It's really hot. It's probably going to be like 110 in Tucson today. I didn't even check, but it feels that way. So we'll see what happens when we're halfway through. Maybe we'll take it indoors. I'm not sure. So let's go in the other direction with the arms overhead. Just changing directions whenever we want. You don't like that water, huh? What's wrong with it? It's perfectly fine. Okay. I'm gonna come back to here, do some more, go really deep into the pelvic floor, pull up slightly. Around the other way. Hey, wait a minute. Oh, there they are. Okay, great. That's enough of that. Let's refold our legs. Excellent. Bye, fauna. We just lost fauna. We'll also see what happens with these critters. If the critters leave, we'll leave too, okay? So let's walk our hands forward. She's a little crazy. I told you that Becky's crazy. Don't unplug the microphone. God. Okay, we're losing chickens. We'll just go as long as we can. Let's come back up. Let's bring your hands to your heart. Sit nice and tall. Oh, I'm getting sun in my eyes now. Go into our twist. Alright, we're getting some chickens back. How about next time you come back to center, palms together, arms up high, one more breath, and then float the arms down. Bring opposite hand to opposite knee, and a nice side stretch here. Cut it out. So remember, this is a side stretch. It's not a twist. It feels twisty, but that's just an illusion. We should be flat in what's called the frontal plane. Oh, my hand is hot. Inhale, reach up. Go over to the other side. Okay, one more breath here. Easy, easy. And then we'll come back. Okay, great. So let's shake our legs out. Okay, I'm already getting sun. I'm gonna migrate over here a little bit. So we'll do a straddle next. A couple more forward folds. Just walk your hands out your legs. Oh, Becky. She's a real drama queen. Oh, she's heading back to her box. As long as we have one cat and one chicken, we'll stay. That's all I can promise. All right, let's come up. We're gonna go back over, so don't worry about it. Let's do a pose that we're gonna do later. This thread the needle pose. We're gonna be doing this later, so we may as well do a sort of a. This will start to loosen you up for that. Remember, we do this laying back with our leg up in the air, cross one leg over the other, and then we hold here. Now we have gravity on our side, so it's much easier. So it's also a little bit better in this way because the leg is staying straight. When we do it later, with the leg up in the air, the leg will have a tendency to want to bend. So every different position or perspective has its benefits. Of course, speaking of bending though, my back will be flatter. My back is not flat now. I can try to make it a little flatter. Okay, let's switch legs. So every pose has its different qualities, and sometimes they're very subtle, but this is why we do so many different poses. So in Pilates, for instance, there's at least 40 different exercises just for the core, and most people just do sit-ups or crunches, right? And Pilates has basic 34, but then there's a bunch of extras too. So it just shows you a lot of different. Yeah, Banu's in the sun. That's no good. But he's white. He can get away with it. Baby's behind me. I don't know if you can see her. Okay, so we'll revisit this later. And now we've stretched out a little bit. It should be a little easier now. That'll be possibly our last, one of our last poses. Okay, so let's see. Let's do our thunderbolts. How about we'll do well, let's do a half of a thunderbolt. Boy, I'm already getting sun on me. Ugh. So let's do a half. So that puts more weight on this foot, so be careful. See how Banu is just not concerned at all about the chickens, because he's the rooster. Baby's not a rooster. She's one of the hens, basically. She's actually in the pecking order. And she's pretty close to the bottom, I gotta tell you. I just switched legs. So you probably can't even see my hands anymore. You know how we do this. Palms together, reaching up. One more breath. Lower the arms. I know. That's my spot. All right. I hope you can still see me. There's always a chance. There's always a chance I may have to re-record these videos. You don't know how many times I've re-recorded these videos because for one reason or another it was ruined, right? So let's do our squat of the day. Any kind of squat you like. Okay. A couple more breaths here. And then Hold the ground, press up to hanging forward bend. What's with you? Okay, so we're gonna do our Kundalini back bend, and hopefully you can still see me. So the first time we come up, bend your knees, bring your arms out to the sides, come up, palms together, look up, arch your back, and then drop the hands to here, back down. And we'll just go up and down like that. I'm going to move even further back. Is that okay? Is that okay, Rita? Alright, here we go. Good girl. Do a couple more and end in just standing up with your hands to your heart. So if you don't like going up and down, if you're dizzy, just stand in your just a mountain pose with your hands to your heart. Come on, baby. Baby's just behind the camera. She's acting like Otto Preminger, or she looks like Alfred Hitchcock. She's standing behind the camera like Alfred Hitchcock. Last one. Okay, here we are. Let's do our fan pose. Step your feet out. All right. Arms behind. Look up, arch your back. Hinge forward from the hips. Over and down. When you get down about as far as you're going to go, draw your arms up. Let's take the head over to one knee, doesn't matter which. There she comes. Take a breath and bring your head over to the other knee. Back to center, please. You can drop your hands down. Come Come back, baby. Come back. Not you. Oh, Rita. What's the matter, Rita? You could walk your feet out further. You could drop down. So I never noticed this, but we've got a wall here, you guys. If you like doing a handstand and you have a wall nearby, I'm not responsible for what you guys do, right? So, and I'm just saying that now. That's not a question. That's a statement. I'm not responsible for what you guys do. Oops. So this is an inverted needle. What are they leaving for? What the heck? Okay, let's come back up. Come back, you guys. They got scared away. Let's so we'll do a balance, which is not a balance per se. Well, no. First, let's do a warrior one. So I'm going to turn obliquely to try to stay out of the sun if I can. So this is just our regular 5-pointed star. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, Becky almost unplugged that microphone. Turn both feet to one side. Okay, here comes somebody walking a bunch of dogs. So watch the reaction to dog walkers here. Let's turn both feet in one direction. Let's go this way. So I'm coming around to warrior one. Okay, a couple pit bulls just went by. There was no reaction. Bend the knee. And then arms up. You can extend the arms straight up or back. Look up. Okay. Now this is extra. Here, here, and then here. Back to here, 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 here. So it's different, looks different to see it from a different angle, but it's only different for me because you guys, you're always watching from different angles, so I guess forget about it. It's fine. Other side. So bend the knee here. Around. Okay, here. One more breath. Here, optional. So that hurt my back on the other side, but this side seems a lot better. here, press up, back to center. Okay, if I hop in now, she's gonna freak out. So I'm gonna walk my feet in. Becky is just on a hair trigger lately, because she's very hormonal when they get broody. So I don't want to scare her. Okay, good. So now let's do our balance, right? So this is just a both feet are going to stay on the ground, right? And, Becky's going to unplug that microphone. So we're going to have another silent set. So cross one foot over, okay, and then arms up. Cross one hand over. And then you rise up on your toes. Easier for me than you. The ground is very stable. Okay, and then so uncross your legs apart, and we'll do another side bend here. Which side, it doesn't matter, because we're going to do both sides. Okay, so I hope you remember which foot was crossed over which, because we're gonna recross and then recross the hands. So even if you couldn't see my hands, you know what I did. And then rise up. We just lost Becky. Hope you like this balance. Oh, there goes the mic. Oh, Fauna just tripped over the microphone cord. Thanks, Fauna. If this balance doesn't work, try it again. Okay, step your feet out. Another side bend, so it should feel a little different now with the hands crossed and the other way. Let's see. So let's take a little water break. See what happens. So hanging forward, bend. All right, good. Okay, good. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay, good girl. Yeah. All right. Good. We can keep going then. Let's step let's all step our right leg back into lunge, okay? We're gonna do King Arthur's pose, which is fairly advanced, but we're gonna, I promise you, we'll take it as easy as possible, okay? So from lunge, drop, so this is the right leg back, drop your right knee down, okay? And then take your left arm back, keep your hand down for support, right? So that you're stable, and bend anything you need to bend, and find this foot, okay? Take as much time as you need. So this might be all you want to do. Yeah, so baby is doing her Quentin Tarantino, standing behind the camera again. That's just not a great idea. So now, if you want, optional, come up a little higher, and then King Arthur. So for me, the ground is soft on my knee. For you, not so much. But maybe you have very robust knees that don't mind this. But I hate, this is a real killer with one little skinny yoga mat on a concrete floor at a downtown yoga studio. Impossible for my knee. All right, that's enough. I'm coming back down to here. Let go of that foot gently. Curl your toes under back to lunge. Look at Benu, he's trying to do it with us. Okay, up to lunge, step forward. And as you can imagine, come here, stay here, Benu, stay. Don't go away. You're the star of the show, Benu. Alright, okay, so other leg back, as you can guess, into your best lunge. So if you're not messing with the King Arthur pose, you've got to be doing your best lunge for a little longer at least, okay? And so I'm going to drop down to here. I'm going to keep this hand down and way into it as I bring this hand up and around and back. Look for your other foot. Not so easy on this side for some reason. This other side is completely different. That's not fair. And the ground is not so soft on this side either. All right, so adjust anything that needs to be adjusted. And then, okay. So you should feel a powerful quadricep stretch right here. Don't overdo it. Don't worry about the pose. If this feels too strong here, then just release, or just that's all you're doing is just staying here. But don't worry about this at all, this part. This is just window dressing. One more breath. Okay, fine. Back down to here. Let go of that foot gently. Let's come back up to lunge. Step forward. Move back to downward facing dog any way you care to. So I can hop around now because Becky left, and she's the one that's being so emotional lately. So come here, baby. Come here, baby. Baby likes it right where she is. Sorry you can't see her. She's right underneath the camera. That helps a lot. Okay. One more good stretch here. Pull your hips back, drop your chest. When you're ready, then drop to hands and knees. Do some cat and cow. I don't even know if you can still see Banu. He's still way over there. He'll be comfortable outdoors all day. He knows all the cool spots in the yard. How about one more of each? One more or so, ending in the, always end in your cow. So to open the chest. Stretch the abs. Okay, great. So then we'll do the classic thread needle. This is the one that's going to be harder for me than for you, because I got to get my face right down into the dirt here. But so what? As long as they don't kick dirt at me, I'm fine. Okay, so I'm going to turn away from you. Rather rude. No, I'm going to find a nice clean spot here. How about here? Okay. Arm out. Doesn't matter which arm. Come through. Drop down. So I'm posting up here. If you don't need this arm, it can come up to here. How about one more breath here? If the arm's up, bring it down, put some weight into it, and then unthread your needle back to hands and knees, or a downward facing table if you prefer, if you have to have a name for every pose. When you're ready, other arm out, through the eye of the needle, drop down slowly. So you're either posting on this arm or up to here. Oh, there she is. Back, baby. How about one more breath? If this arm is up, bring it down. Press it into the ground. Bring yourself back to hands and knees. Sit back in child pose. I'm going to do an extended child pose, meaning with my arms out in front because this is, again, it's sharper, more needle-like, and I don't have to get my face into the dirt as much. All right, I'm going to come forward into a Sphinx pose. Let me check my surroundings for chicken poo. Looking good. So Sphinx. Remember, Sphinx is we do Sphinx more than we do Cobra, because Cobra is like almost too much. Sphinx is just right on your back. It's more adjustable based on pressing your palms into the earth. Less likely to show off, right? So we can do a mini thread needle. Careful if you have any shoulder issues. In fact, maybe the mic will pick up my shoulder popping a little bit on this one. So the eye of the needle is right here. So if I were to go out here and then here, come down to here. So everything's fine. If you want to make this harder, if this is my left hand, then I'm going to draw my left knee up and go back down. And that makes it much harder. You do it. So now adds a hip opener. And then obviously a shoulder opener, but don't put too much pressure on that shoulder. Let's carefully undo what we've done. Come back to Sphinx. Oh, Banu, you can't leave too. Come back here. No! Come back here. Oh, God. Well, got down to 2 chickens, you guys. See what happens. Okay, other arm. Through the eye of the needle. This is perfectly good. This is enough. You don't have to slide the knee up. It's the same. It looks like it's opposite hand, opposite knee, but it's no. This is my right hand. So my right knee comes up, and then I'll just go back down carefully. Okay, one more breath. Wow, what do you know? Becky's coming back. It's a miracle. That's great. Back to our Sphinx. Back to child pose. Hey, that's great. Hey, Becky. All right, for our child poses, you guessed it, we're making needles. So I'm checking the ground for chicken poo very carefully. I'm going to be oblique again, and hey, look at baby. Very brave girl. Here you go. Okay, side needle, sorry for the distraction. So remember this one? We're just as long and as straight and as sharp as we can get on both ends. That's right. And then since it's so straight, there's a balance involved. Come here, Banu. Banu, come back. Banu's leaving. Okay, I can make this even straighter if I focus. Okay, great. It looks relaxing, but it's actually a very active pose. Hope you were doing it in that fashion, because we can just lay on our side anytime we want. But okay, so I'm going to come around to do the other side, because then I want to turn away from you, and I don't want to go into the sun. Excuse me, Rita. Hey, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Hey, Becky. Come here, Becky. Come here. Come here, Rita. All right, Fauna gets it. There you go. That's good, isn't it? Only girls that lay eggs get treats. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, you're all doing your side needle. You should have been doing your side needle. So if you were doing the side needle while I was playing with the chickens, then you're probably almost done by now. But if you were watching me goof around with these dumb hens, then you're probably still with me here. So lengthen as long as you can. Both ends are sharp. The toes are sharp and the fingertips are sharp. And depending on your body, this is either easier or harder to balance, right? You might be very tippy. Hey, here comes Banu again. Good, 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 good. One more breath. And release. So let us, another thing with a needle. God, I am just being driven further and further over to stay in the shade. Another thing with a needle is our compass. And the compass, you guys, is the pose that we never have time for. But, you know, we don't have any time limitations when we're doing a video. Hey, Banu, come on in the shade. All right, so our compass, you remember this one. Fold one leg just enough for support. Wow, everybody's leaving now. I don't know why. But I got cats. That's all that matters. Okay. So then the other leg can come up just as high as you want it to come up. Doesn't matter to me. Uh-oh. We have a sparrow approaching us. That's a really bad move. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, stay away from the sparrow. Stay away from the sparrow. No, no, no. Don't eat a sparrow. Don't eat a sparrow. Leave the sparrow alone. Leave the sparrow be. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. We don't want her eating birds on video. We'd have a lot of complaints. All right. So this is a different pose to everyone. You could be holding with two hands here. If you hold any lower down on the leg, then you just ruin the whole leg thing. So I would hold here even if the leg is lower. Does that make sense? Remember in the good old days when I could put my foot behind my head? That was pre-COVID when I was flexible. Or pre-old age. Okay, let's do the other side. Oh, that's a good girl. Yeah. Other side. Don't wait for me, you guys. Well, maybe you should wait for me. If you get too far ahead of me, then you have to wait for me, right? So however you want to do this, two hands, one hand, leg, calf, ankle. So here's a tip for those of you who are trying to put your foot behind your head. You get the shoulder in front of the leg and use the shoulder to drive the leg back. And then, because you'd have to be super flexible to have this leg just come up all by itself, right? Maybe we'll try it in the dojo one of these days. All right. One more breath here. That's our compass. We love that pose. But the reason it gets bumped sometimes for time is that we don't want to do that pose when we're not warmed up. So we save it for last, and it's more likely to get bumped, right? So, hey. Be nice, play nice, you guys. All right, what were we gonna do? Lay back, please. Easier for you than it is for me. Okay, I gotta find a spot. You can lay back, hug your knees to your chest. We're not done yet though, no, far from it. Okay. Another classic Hatha thread needle pose. I'm crossing one leg over the other. Remember we did this before. There was foreshadowing. Okay, so you thread the needle, hold here. So what we have here is the eye of a needle, but we don't have a needle. To make the needle, extend this leg up and then hold here. So I'm using my abs to come forward. I'm not pulling my leg back, right? So I know you could all pull your leg back. I'd rather see the leg straight up and then using your core to come forward, right? Keep breathing. Point the toes. One more breath. And let's release. Switch legs. Bent leg version first. Thread the eye of the needle. And then straighten that leg if you want. One more breath here. Uh-oh. Where's my notes go? Oh, Benu, come on, man. There we go. Okay, release that. We are winding down, you guys. Well, okay, so another thing we can do is extend both legs up. Look, Rita's back. Yay. So this is a needle, and then we can climb this needle. We're not really climbing it, we're pretending to climb, working the core, not pulling our legs back. That's too easy, right? Keep the legs forward. Pretending to climb. My arms aren't doing anything, you guys. Okay, great. Let's see. So the only other pose that we might do would be a shoulder stand, but I really don't like the shoulder stand because it tends to threaten the neck. And so, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and skip it. I think we've done about an hour of yoga already, so we're getting pretty close. So let us just do one more thing. We're going to make, this is kind of nice, we're going to do that, our balance, we're going to do it just from reclining. I think it's a good thing to do is to do all our balances from a reclining pose. So remember we crossed one leg over the other, and then we had our arms up, and we crossed one arm over the other, and just lengthen, 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 lengthen. This is our last chance to really expand and lengthen before Savasana, which is not doing anything. All right, so recross the feet, then recross your hands, and then lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. But just for a moment, imagine that we're standing again. That's one of the purposes of this, is to imagine you're standing, and your body will create a little memory in the tissues, and it will be more at ease the next time we do this as a balance, because this won't seem so unfamiliar. Okay, really lengthen. One more breath. And then that's a nice open feeling, and we don't want to lose that open feeling. So when we hug our knees to our chest, keep your elbows wide so that keep your chest open. Okay. The only purpose of this is to release the lower back. We're not trying to crunch or close here. Everything's open. Okay, so we had a tiny technical issue, but we're back and we're about to go into our Savasana. Well, first we'll do our final twist. Remember, we're hugging the knees with the elbows wide just to keep the chest open, and then we'll bring the arms out to one side and the head to the other. Let's slowly twist to the other side. So as you can see, I'm jammed into the only shady spot left here, but it's my own fault because I should have started earlier. If I started at 5, we'd be fine. So I would say that next week you can expect, we should be back out here next week. I think it'll work out. And if it's cloudy, that would be even better. All right, final appearance by Baby Monster. I knew you'd come back to center. So remember, you guys, I'm gonna get you started in your Savasana, and then I'm gonna leave you and allow you to meditate just with nature. So how about our thought for the day, or our yoga quote, will be our favorite from Swami Sivananda, which is so apt for these times in COVID when things are starting to open up and we are trying to regain our sense of community, but not too fast. So remember, Swami Sivananda said, illness begins with I and wellness begins with we. So let's see if we can come together safely. Take one last breath and then exhale and down into your Savasana. And I can't even do this, so you guys are in your Savasana. Baby's in my way, and so I'll just I'm gonna roll out of here and leave you to it. She has her eye on a pigeon not far from here.